Welcome aboard, everybody. I got kind of a different video today. I'm going to attempt to take the test in the career mode for the multi-engine to get multi-engine certification. The career mode is kind of a mess, but we'll talk about that. As we get into it. Not going to go to a flight plan today, obviously, but we'll come back to this plane and talk about it a little bit because I believe it's the plane that I have to take the test with. So we'll talk about it in a minute. So the multi-engine test, pretty sure is going to be in the DA62, which is a stock plane in the simulator. I think my first video, the first video I ever made in Simulator 2020 was in the DA62. I'm not feeling all that warm and fuzzy about it in 2024. Probably mostly due to the existence of the DA42 from cows, and as an add-on, it's so much better than the DA62 that comes with the stock simulator. And I think I got all those off there. I don't think we're actually going to fly this right now. I'm going to go, actually, start the test while recording. But I needed to get a control scheme set up, for the DA62, and that's been quite the uphill battle. Let's see if I can open the door from here. There we go. Yeah, not everything works control-wise. Like everything that works in the DA, like lots of stuff works in the DA42 from cows, but this one, like the fuel pumps, like let's see, right here's left-hand fuel pump, right-hand fuel pump. If I flip the switches on my honeycomb, I get nothing, which is a real shame since you're supposed to turn those on for takeoff and turn them off once you're in the air, and you're supposed to turn them on when you are ready to land. And so forced to do that with the mouse because they don't bind for whatever reason. Also the avionics master, kind of a small thing, but that also doesn't seem to bind. I'll have to do that with the mouse. The avionics master doesn't bind, but the pitot heat does. Check this out. See, there's the pitot heat. But if I flip the switch for avionics master, I get nothing. The reason I say that we're probably not going to go for a flight is because last time I tried to take this for a free flight, it wouldn't start. I suppose I should go with the checklist to make sure, just to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. It's not that complicated of a plane to start, though. So I don't really believe that I'm doing something wrong. Pre-flight. We want, okay, well, in flight before takeoff. Okay. Ready? What am I looking at here? So pre-flight, in-flight. Isn't there an engine start? Level expert. What does that mean? Never messed with this much. I don't know. Okay, so cockpits. How do you get to the engine start? This is all very strange. Here, let's try this. Reset all. Did that do anything? Reset? No, that didn't do anything. Pre-flight, flight, post-flight, in-flight. Okay. Yeah, does any of this have to do with starting the engine? Engine master, check both off. No, this is all. Yeah, unless I'm missing something very basic about the checklist, how you use the checklist in 2024's tablet. I'm not seeing where it talks about how you start the engines. Start engines. Ah, yes, I was just missing how it worked. Okay, let's do this. Well, first of all, let's make sure, yeah, fuel valves. These are on, because see that this would be off. This is on. Fuel valves are on. Okay. These auxiliary fuel pumps where you transfer from fuel from the auxiliary tank to the mains, those are both off. Okay, just making sure. All right. Wow, that is far away. Can I? Oh, here. Can I just bring that up? Yeah. Oh, that's better. Okay, strobe light on, sure. I don't necessarily believe in the strobe light for starting, but sure, we'll do strobe light. That works. Let's make sure all the lights work. Yeah, okay, all the light switches are bound. Strobe light on. Engine master on for the left engine. Okay, the first time I tried to bind this to a button on my keyboard, it didn't work, but now it seems to work. Okay, engine master for left engine on. Annunciators. Oh, well, plus I don't have the main power on. Is that the before starting engines? G1000 electric master on. Yeah, that was the tail end here. G1000, wait, power up. Fuel temperature. Okay, so we're turning on. Let's see if the electric master works. Yes, the electric master works. Nice. Okay, obviously fuel temperature is fine. Okay, starting engines. Strobe lights on. Engine master on. Annunciators. Check engine. Glow. Oh yeah, that would have gone off by now. Yeah, that's off by now. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. System check. Values of in normal range. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Start left engine. Okay, let's see if the key works for this. If not, I'll have to use the mouse. Pushing the button. It's turning the engine over. And it made a liar out of me. It actually started. Yeah, last time I went to fly this plane, it didn't start. Okay, check engine. Yeah, it's running. All we're really gonna do is start it, because now I'm mad. I thought it was gonna be showing how it's screwed up it is and not working. Starter check off. Yeah, the starter's off. Oil pressure. Sure. Yep, there's oil pressure. I see it. Circuit breakers. Yeah, that doesn't matter in this model. Oh, the circuit breakers are modeled in the new simulator for the DA62. Oh, well, I'm kind of impressed. I didn't expect that. Wonder if they actually do what they're supposed to do if you pull them. I'm not necessarily going to try it right now, but I am impressed. I had no idea. Okay, well, maybe I'm a little happier with the DA62 than I thought I was going to be. Idle RPM 710 plus or minus 30 RPM. It's a little, just barely on the low end of that. Okay, yeah, and repeat for the right engine. So I'll turn that on. Wait for the glow plug annunciator to go off, and hit the start button. And that engine is alive also. Well, I am stunned. Okay. Wow. Maybe there was an update between the last time I tried this and now, because it all seems to be working. Well, that's really crazy. So I wish I could turn on the avionics master with my switch, but whatever. I'll turn that on just for fun. Another reason I'm doing this is I believe the test is going to start me in midair. And I find that super annoying because I don't have all of my hardware set up for, mid-air. You have to sort of guess on the throttle setting and make sure all the other switches are in the right place. And that's annoying. So maybe it would make sense to take off, get leveled off, and then end this flight and leave all my hardware where I have it set. That sounds like a plan, huh? Here, I'll show you one thing that I know is still annoying. If I hit the keyboard button that resets the cockpit view to the standard cockpit view, that's right here. Here's the standard cockpit view. Check out how short I am compared to my female co-pilot. So I went ahead and saved a new view that puts me a little more eye level with the person in the passenger seat. I mean, unless she's like 6 feet tall or something, I understand why I'd be so short. Anyway, well, we're just going to hurry up and take off. We're not going to do any other checks or anything. We're just going to go. Oh, the trim is super slow in this compared to the TA42. Here, we'll just go ahead and put it about there. Sure. Let's turn on the nav light and taxi light, and we'll turn off the strobe light because that's rude. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything else. Maybe I should check the local barometric pressure. Oh, I can see if my autopilot buttons are working.
Lafayette
Okay,
Airport,
that's working.
Information Quebec, 0000 Zulu. Wind 184 at Fife. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 5,000 feet. Temperature, tree 2. Dew point 20. Altimeter 295. ILS runway 10
Okay.
in use.
She said the wind was 189, right? I wonder if I should do runway 10. I don't know. Maybe we'll do runway 10. Let me move the heading bug. Whoop, wrong way. Oh, wow, it goes really fast when you can grab it with the mouse like that. Here, I'll put it on 10. And we will go ahead and I'm not going to mess with the air traffic control or anything. We'll just taxi on over and take off. Okay, I'll edit out the taxiing and maybe we'll talk during the takeoff. See you in a minute. Okay, I thought we'd come back here before the takeoff to check and see if they modeled the run-up in the DA62. Hey, look, my alternators aren't on. Let's see if that switch works. I'm used to them just being on by default in the DA42. There, that'll probably help with keeping the batteries charged up, huh? But, yeah, this didn't used to be modeled, but it looks like it is now. So you can switch to the B computers. Let's see if I can see if there's like RPM changes here. Not really. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of impressed all this stuff works because none of this stuff worked in Simulator 2020. And then you hold these buttons down for the actual run-up test, which is all computer controlled. With the DA42, you can push right in between them and do both simultaneously. Let's see if that works. Now I get nothing. Okay, let's try one at a time then. Oh, you can push the buttons, but nothing happens. Aw, well, they had me going there for a minute. I thought maybe it was going to work. Okay, let's see. Flaps are working. We'll just leave them up. I got the trim where I want it. Let's turn the strobe lights and the landing lights on. Oh, you know what? I need to flip the... well, no, it doesn't matter. I'll go ahead and flip the switch anyway for the avionics button, just in case. 32 degrees Celsius out. I don't think I need the pitot heat. We'll go ahead and throw the transponder on altitude reporting. And we can't get the big full engine monitor page. like you can in the DA42, which is kind of sad. Yeah, this is the only stuff you get on here. C'est la vie. All right, so I'm going to go for 3,000 feet and we'll level off, and then I'll quit this and go take the test, and you guys will get to see if I pass or fail or completely make a fool out of myself. You know, anything's possible. All right, I'll go ahead and release the parking brake. And I don't know the exact takeoff procedure for the DA62, so I'm just going to emulate the DA42's procedure, which is to get lined up and go 100% power. It's supposed to be for 10 seconds, but that seems excessive. But it's just to make sure that, you know, the engine's power is there and at your disposal before releasing the brakes and taking off. I go like 5 or 6 seconds. I'm not sure what I'd do in real life. I'm not sure which is worse. Not making sure the engines are working properly with those 5 extra seconds, or doing that much more wear and tear on your engines going full throttle sitting still. I don't know. So here we go. Full throttle. Everything seems to be working. I didn't turn the fuel pumps on because I would have to use the mouse and I don't feel like it. So we're just going to pretend I turned them on. Giving it some left rudder to stay in the middle-ish of the runway. Maybe it's a little bit loud. I think I went over the rotate speed, but c'est la vie. Okay, landing gear coming up. Flaps are already up. I'm going to go ahead and back the throttles off a little bit. I can't quite read the engine power displays from here, and I'm having trouble getting it to zoom in the right way. I'm get turned onto a northerly course here. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I put the engines way too low. Yeah, much lower than they need to be. Doing a terrible job flying this plane. We'll see how I do on the test. Okay, pointed north. I'm going to center the heading bug up. Pointing, for the most part, north. Turn the autopilot on. And give myself some, vertical speed. And gauge heading mode. And I'm going to turn off the landing light and taxi light. And the fuel pumps were never on, so I don't need to worry about that. Yeah, those engines really sound like they're still cranking, even though it's showing only 83 and 84% load. You can take off at like 90, or you can climb, I should say, at like 90 or 92%. I'm going to go for 88%, but man, they are noisy. In the DA42, you can click on the jacks here for the headphones and create a simulated noise canceling headphone action, which is nice. Not so in this one. I'm just going to turn my headset down a smidge. There we go. All right, almost to 3,000 feet. I'll get it at 3,000 feet. I'll put it at like 75% power, and then we'll quit. And I'll leave all the control settings that way and go see how that works out for beginning the test. All right, 2,700 feet. Coming up on 2,900. And leveling off at 3,000. If I was really going on a flight, I'd let it build some speed first, but we're just going to go ahead and drag the throttles back to looking for 75% on these. On the power gauges. Very sensitive. 75. And the engine note didn't change. It still sounds like they're screaming out there. I don't know how I feel about that. C'est la vie. Okay. Do something I don't normally do and just end the flight. Go back to main menu just like that. Main menu. So I've been messing around with the career mode, and there are things about it that sucks. Not the least of which is that you're, so far, at least for me on the Xbox, I'm completely exclusively stuck with only the stock airplanes that come with the simulator. Um, I've failed a couple of missions. I've mainly done ferry flights. I like the idea of ferry flights. And I failed a couple of them because where they have started me has been completely inappropriate. Or actually, they started me one time with the plane I'm supposed to take control of, half teetering off the roof of a hangar. I did the little 30-second video clip of that. If I can do it, I will insert that here. If I failed to insert that, then just trust me, there was no way to even get in the plane. It was hanging, it was pointed to the ground. It wasn't pretty. If I succeeded in inserting it, then obviously you saw how bad it was. And another time I failed a mission because they had me starting off from it was a little farm field. There was trees all around. I thought maybe I could get airborne. I could not. So, c'est la vie. Okay, so certification. See here, I've just been following this path over here, and I might do the tail wheel. We'll see. I wonder, does the tail wheel have? No, it's just taking the exam. Okay, because some of these they run you through a training thing first, like the high performance one. Pretty sure ran me through a training one. Well, now I don't remember. But okay, like instrument rating. It costs 10,000 credits. I currently have, oh yeah, I hit the button to start taking the multi-engine test. So it took my money, but then I didn't take the test yet. But see, there's training for the instrument. But in the multi-engine, there's no training. You just go from single engine straight into taking the exam, which costs 15,000 credits that I had to earn doing ferry plane missions. But see, if I pass this, then it'll open up, well, I'd have to do the jet one to get that. It'll open then up the Diamond DA 62 and the Beechcraft Baron G58, whose main issue is it's, strangely, abnormally, unnaturally overpowered on takeoff. Other than that, I'd probably be flying it a lot. But I don't know. Maybe I can make peace with the DA62 since I seem to be having no trouble starting it and stuff now. To do the King Air, I'd have to also get a turbo prop engine rating, which I might do all that stuff. I might not. We'll see. All right, enough talking. Let's see. Let's see how this turns out. All right. So airborne departure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why got my hardware all set up the way it is. Flying an aircraft with multiple engines requires some extra piloting skill. Let's see, they tend to weigh more, managing more than one engine at the same time, blah, blah, blah. You will be tasked with performing an approach and landing at Madeira, let's see, I don't know how to say that, Madeira Cristiano Ronaldo Airport, LPMA. This will not be a conventional approach, however, as you will be flying and landing with only one functioning engine. So does that mean I'm starting out with one engine down, or are they going to kill the engine while I'm flying? And really, in a DA62 or even a DA42, it's not a very good test of a single engine because, you know, the DAs are all computerized. You don't have to do the feathering like it's talking about feathering down here, and the computer takes care of that with the Diamond aircraft. Turn point along final entry. Final. All right. I'll put my feet back on the pedals and I'll hit ready. Let's see how this goes. I should have probably double checked my my rudder trim button to make sure it actually works. If this goes poorly, maybe I'll visit that and come back. All right, here we go.
You've flown great so far. Just the approach and landing
seem to
are
be
left.
flying.
The last part of this exam will
77%.
feature something a little bit more involved.
A little bit more involved. There's a dramatic pause. Okay, let's zoom in on this stuff a bit. Looks like I'm getting a little off course there. So I guess they're going to kill an engine on me, huh? If I'm on approach, I'm going to bring the speed down some. Of course, if they're going to kill an engine, I'm probably going to wish I had that speed back. Maintain 1400. I'm over 15. Let's bleed off a little altitude.
Pilots should be able to fly and land safely, even in emergency situations. We are going to simulate a left engine failure. You will have to follow your flight plan and land with only one functioning engine. Turning off the left engine in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, I'm going to pull the left throttle all the way back. And I'm going to increase the right throttle. I'm having to give it obviously some right rudder, but not a significant amount. Oh, I need to announce the full stop landing. You'd think I'd be announcing a an emergency at this point. But whatever.
Tower, Diamond November 85 Papa Whiskey Bravo is 4 miles northeast, 1,300 feet with Tango to land.
Okay, I'm certainly not going to do any flaps or landing gear just yet.
Madeira Tower, QNH 101 tree, make straight and runway 2 tree.
2-3, huh? Oh, I need to respond. Which button is that? Let's see. There we go.
Make straight
I'm using
runway 2 tree, Diamond Papa Whiskey Bravo.
Using my Thrustmaster stick, so not on the yoke like normal. Okay, that's the runway way over there, I assume. Not entirely sure what altitude would be ideal at this point. Well, I'm at 1,000 feet now. I don't know what the
Papa Whiskey Bravo, wind 274 at 4, clear to land runway 2 tree.
Oh, I'm not getting credit for reaching the
Clear to land runway 2 tree, Diamond Papa Whiskey Bravo.
not getting credit for reaching the end of the base leg, so it's gonna ding me for that, I bet, because I brought it in a little tighter. Okay, PAPI lights say I'm low. Oh, speed's low too. Okay, full throttle on the right engine. Still not gonna mess with flaps or anything because I'm having a little bit of an issue keeping the speed up. Yeah, it's not giving me the any credit for reaching the end of the base. Of course, I get a crosswind coming from the right a little bit too. Yeah, if I'm only at 700 feet, and it's not like that runway is at sea level, and it looks like it's maybe 100 feet. Oh, but all in all, though, I feel like it's not going too poorly. Okay, we're going to go for one stage of flaps, the takeoff and approach flaps, and I may never do full flaps. We'll see. You get just a little closer before I go for the gear. Okay, going for the gear. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go full flap. Starting to back off on the power. Never turn the fuel pumps on. Never. Uh-oh. Now it's bottom's dropping out a little bit. Going back in the power a little bit. Now the left engine finally actually feathered all the way. Okay, come down a little hard. But it did come down.
Diamond Papa, Whiskey Bravo. Exit runway when able.
Okay. Where do I exit the runway in this place? Oh, right up there. Okay. Okay, never turned on the landing lights and all that stuff. Got too much stuff to think about.
Whiskey Bravo. Contact ground on 124.66.
Okie dokie.
124.66.
All right.
Diamond Papa, Whiskey Bravo.
So I'm assuming that I failed since I never reached the end of the base. All right, so let's restart. I'm not really surprised that I had to try it again, but I am a little surprised that I had to try it again just because of a technicality, because I didn't fly through exactly the point they wanted me to fly through, even though it wasn't really that necessary that I fly through that point. I didn't even miss it by that much. Okay, I got the throttle back up. I've got the flap lever back up. I've got the parking brake turned off. I've got the landing gear lever up. I think that's everything. Okay, let's try that again, and I'll make sure to shoot it nice and wide. Okay.
You've flown great so far. Just the approach and landing are left. The last part of this exam will feature something a little bit more involved.
Zoomed in still. All right, let's turn on the landing and taxi lights. Ooh. Let's turn on the fuel pumps. Oh, altitude is significant. Let's bleed off some altitude. I'm gonna pull the power back a little bit. Oh, why is the power showing that low? I didn't have it anywhere near that low. Yeah, that's really weird. Okay, there's full power. Let's go for around 50-ish%. Getting down to 1400. And here we go with the engine.
We are going to simulate a left engine failure. You'll have to follow your flight plan and land with only one functioning engine.
Sure thing, buddy.
Engine in 3, 2, 1.
Okay. All right, giving it some right rudder. Pulling the left throttle all the way back. Oh, he already turned off the engine. Yeah, we weren't simulating. He really turned the engine off. For real. Oh, announce full stop landing. Sure. Whatever. Should be announcing an emergency, but whatever. All right, speed's dropping, altitude's dropping. I'm going to go for more power from the right engine.
1,300 feet with uniform to land.
And more right rudder. And I'm going to keep roughly on this heading until... Why does it say acknowledge pattern entry? Sure, whatever.
Make straight at runway 23, Diamond Papa Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, so reach base end. Oh, so I can go ahead and turn. Yeah, but I turned early last time, and that's part of what caused me to not reach the end of the base. It's going to turn a little bit shallow. I guess I can turn the left fuel pump off, huh? Since there's no engine now on that side. Oops.
Airport information uniform.
Oh, I did the wrong. I hit the wrong button. I wonder what. Yeah, tune the tower back in. There we go. Okay. Now let's wait until we get a reach base end here. Oh, I gained a little altitude. That's not necessary. Cleared land, reach base end. There we go.
Cleared to land runway 23.
Thanks, buddy.
Cleared to land runway 23.
Yeah, look, it's telling me to do the landing gear. How about no? How about I make sure I've really made the runway before I do the landing gear, huh? What you say? Okay, dragging the power in the right engine back a little bit. Yeah, I'm actually on a better glide slope this time, if I can maintain it. Yeah, I'm comfortable keeping the speed up a little bit on the single engine approach. Yeah, I really don't feel like I'm having to give it nearly the amount of right rudder that I should have to give it to keep it flying straight. I'm just giving it some right rudder, and I'm having to bank towards a good engine a little bit, and that's really all. Okay, still coming down slowly, around 100 knots. I'm pretty happy with that. Just a little closer, and we'll start dirtying up the airframe with some landing gear and flaps and stuff. Okay, going for landing gear. No, I'm doing a different order than last time. And approach flaps. Okay, going for full flap. Backing the power off just ever so slightly. See if I can do a smoother landing. Oh gosh. Wow, it must be the turbulence right there at the cliff edge. Yeah, it's a little bit unnerving. Oh, and then a good lag spike. I really needed that. Okay. Pulling the power back, pulling the power back. Coming now a little hard again, but I made it. Made it work. Okay, flaps up. I gotta stop that thing from complaining. I don't even know what it's complaining about. Oh, hitting the brakes. Stop at hold short. Oh, the hold short's way up there. The hold short's way up there. Okay. This is another thing. I have to make sure I go to the right places. Okay, I don't agree with the hold short being way up there. I mean, I just landed on one engine. I'd like to get off the runway as soon as possible, but whatever. Okay, what is this? Low volt. Oh. Is it because of the engine being out? Oh, I've also gotten dinged before.
Exit runway when able.
For bad taxi performance. Like okay, the career mode. It is kind of a mess. Like, I'll have an absolutely atrocious landing, and it'll give me okay points for the landing, but ding me for my taxi behavior. Like, I went somewhere I wasn't supposed to, even though they had me in a grassy field somewhere where things aren't really marked out. So yeah, it's kind of stupid. I'm thinking I'm not really gonna.
Diamond Papa, a Whiskey Bravo. Turn next taxiway.
You got it, pal. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm not really gonna do a whole lot with the career mode. I might try doing some ferry flights, moving a DA-62 just to make the points. I don't know. I may mess with it. I may not. I'm in more of a mood to fly the DA-42 because it's so detailed and you can run the checklist on the G1000 and everything. Okay. At last, we're getting.
Exit runway when able.
I am finally exiting the runway at the place that has been specified.
Diamond Papa, Whiskey Bravo. Contact ground on 124.66.
You got it, buddy boy. As soon as I remember how to acknowledge. There we go.
Going to 124.66. Diamond Papa.
Okay, I gotta stop in this box. Boom. Request taxi to parking. Sure.
Madeira ground, Diamond November.
I'm gonna turn my other engine back on.
Taxi to the gate.
Diamond November 85 Papa, Whiskey Bravo. Taxi to gate Alpha.
Make taxiing
16
easier.
Using taxiway Alpha.
Acknowledge.
Taxiing to gate Alpha. 165
Oh, and look,
taxiway Alpha.
my
Diamond
parking
Papa,
place
Whiskey
is
Bravo.
way back at the other end where I originally wanted to get off the runway. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, and this. Why is this happening? Well, let's do some stuff here. Oh, turn the landing light off and the strobe light. Turn the fuel pump off. That's on. Okay, I don't know why why that alarm keeps going off. Try turning the alternators on and off. Yeah, that seemed to take care of the problem. Great, cool. Oh yeah, I gotta watch my speed. If I go over 20 knots taxiing, they'll ding me for that. I'll get points off on my performance. Stop at parking stand. Sure thing, buddy boy. Can you open this window? No. I sure don't want to hit the button to open the door. It'll make me jump out or something. Yeah, watch, it'll fail me because I turned the engine back on while I was on the ground. Yeah, I kind of feel like this isn't very, well, a couple of very unrealistic things about it. Like, I'm not sure they should be so picky about my exact path to the runway. I'm coming in on one engine. They should be happy that I'm getting to the runway, you know? And then also, I've toyed around with twin engine planes in the simulator, flying them on one engine, and I was barely having to use the rudder to keep going straight. That didn't seem right at all. I mean, I'm not a real pilot, as we've established repeatedly, but okay, parking brake. No, I'll shut the engine down manually, thanks. Let's turn the avionics master off. Let's see, and I'm at idle. Just gonna kill both of the engine masters. Kill all the lights. Kill the generators. And kill the main power.
You've performed great today. Keep the same attitude, and I'm sure that you will have great things ahead in your piloting career.
Sure thing, buddy. How'd we do? Respect the traffic pattern altitude. Yeah. Okay. We should respect me getting a crippled plane on the ground. Respect the traffic pattern path. Oh, only 72 this time, and I actually went where I was supposed to. Plane handling 99%. 100%. Yeah, I guess I did okay. I got an A, so alrighty. Next. I don't know what next does for me. Takes me back to headquarters. And we'll see what this says, and then we'll end the video. Okay, congratulations. Certification multi-engine rating passed. Allows you to operate an airplane powered by more than one engine. Multi-engine aircraft are generally larger, able to carry more passengers and cargo, while featuring an increased operational range. And then they show a bush plane with a single engine. That should be the picture for when you pass the tail wheel one. What are they going to show when I pass the tail wheel one? A picture of a DA-62? Yeah, it's kind of a mess. The career mode. I'm not sure what I was expecting. Yes, I can now fly these on ferry flights and whatnot. Yeah, I'm not sure what I was expecting with the career mode, but it's kind of a catastrophe. Kind of a mess. Go back to HQ and see. So, specializations, missions, yeah, all that stuff. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up now. Oh, this is my avatar, by the way. I look like this, but older, you know, and more gray beardy like. But yeah, that's kind of short, bald, pudgy. That's pretty much me right there. Anyway, and oh look, I have a model of the 310 hanging here. Can't even fly that on the Xbox in 2024. 310, but whatever. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go and wrap this one up. It was an odd one. Might be kind of a short one by my standards. Like, I don't know, something crazy like under an hour. Crazy. But anyway, I'm not sure what we'll do next time, but we'll figure out something. Probably won't be a career mode thing. I'll probably do like a leg of the lower 48 capitals in the DA-42 because I love that plane in the simulator. Love it. And so anyway, till then, guys, this is Papa Whiskey Bravo signing off. Newly minted multi-engine certificate. Thank you very much. All right, guys. See you in the next one.